Good morning, friends. It is a rainy day here in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, and I just love rainy days as a stay-at-home mom. They are actually kind of my favorite. It's because anytime there's ever been a rainy day, I've been out working, and all I wanted to do is just stay home, curl up, and be cozy. It reminds me of Phyllis from The Office and all the things that she says that she wants to be doing on a rainy day. I wish I could do a good Phyllis impression for you, but I can't. Yeah, especially being a mom, when I would go out and work on a rainy day, I just wanted to be home with my baby. And now I get to do that, and it is just so nice. And this is my version of luxury. I don't mean to rub this lifestyle in anyone's face, because a year ago, I was out working and I was, to be honest, really envious of stay-at-home moms. All I wanted to do was just stay home with my baby, especially on days when just the weather isn't really nice. So I've been there. And a year ago, I could have never have dreamed that I would be here in this beautiful home in Tennessee, being a stay-at-home mom. But so many things happened that we could have never foreseen or guessed or even hoped for, because it would have seemed so out of reach. So I just want to encourage you that anything that you're wanting that you think is impossible, you never know what can happen in a year, especially if you're praying to God, because we prayed a lot to God. And I even made a vision board for last year with all of our goals. Tennessee was definitely on that board, and so was having just a really slow, peaceful life. I didn't have being a stay-at-home mom, but I did have work that just works with our rhythm and the way that we want to live, which being a stay-at-home mom, just like, it checks all the boxes for me. Other than bringing in some form of an income for my family, I still want to do that, and I'm gonna try to figure it out without rocking the boat too much of this life that we're starting to build here. So this morning I'm going to make refried beans and Mexican rice. It is my favorite thing to keep stocked in the fridge. So whenever we're hungry or it's time for a meal, we can just pull from that. When I was growing up and I was at my grandma's house, on Sundays, she would always keep a big pot of beans and a big pot of rice on the stove, because people would be coming in and out of her home all day long. You never know who was going to show up, but you knew that if you showed up on a Sunday, there was going to be warm food. And on very special Sundays, we would be making homemade tortillas together. And that was my favorite. Those are some of my favorite memories. I really want to have a home like that one day, where it's just an open door and people know they can come in and out, and there's always warm food for people to eat. So whenever I make these dishes, it reminds me of that. And as usual, I've got my recipe box where I keep all of my recipes that I'm gonna hand down to my kids one day. This rice is so good. It is just as good as the best Mexican restaurants in Colorado, but better than most of them. It's amazing. You only need 3 ingredients for refried beans: beans, water, and salt. Actually, I lied. I add a little bit of coconut oil to mine, and it makes it so creamy and good. My grandma used to add lard, which made it delicious, but we're just not trying to pack on the animal fat over here. But coconut oil is surprisingly such a nice touch. But you really only need beans, water, and salt. I asked ChatGPT for a refried beans recipe, and it gave me all this like extra stuff: onions, garlic, cumin, chili powder, but that's all so unnecessary and not really very traditional. That's not the way I grew up with it, actually, at least. All of the women in my family have their own version of, yes, baby. Hi. Hi, my love. They all have their own version of refried beans. Everyone makes it a little bit differently, including me. Hi, honey. I know I'm the only one who uses coconut oil. And everyone swears that theirs is the best, too. What, baby? You want to come over here? Do you want to stir this? You want to stir this? Just don't overcomplicate it and think that you need all of these ingredients. Good job. Wow. And beans?
Beans?
Yeah. Those are beans.
Beans.
Those are beans. Stir it. I know you got it. Careful. Let's see some of those beans. Can Mama grab some beans? I'm just gonna grab some beans. Look how pretty those are. Aren't they pretty beans? Pretty? Yeah, they're in there. Do you want to put them in there? Beans to me represent love and comfort. There's just something about them. They create so many memories of togetherness. I know so many people out there have those memories of being gathered around the table with their family, the beans spread out and you're picking through them and picking out all the rocks and the bad beans. And you just chat and you have a good time. And it's such a family occasion. And then just having a big pot cooking. And they're so satisfying and filling. There's just so much comfort that comes along with them. And then there's the memories of your family elders cooking them. And I'm just so glad and grateful that my daughter's gonna have these memories of a big pot of beans on the counter and stirring them and learning all about them for the first time. I think tortillas are the same thing. They have that same kind of, they carry the same memories of comfort and nostalgia and togetherness. I really want to make some homemade tortillas in the near future and create those memories with our kids. Just being gathered around the table, everyone just making torts. All right, I think it's time to cook them. Are you ready to cook them? She's gonna freak out because I know she does not want to stop. Okay, you ready to put the top on?
Yeah.
Let's put the top on. We gotta take that out though. That goes out. Okay, can you put that on? That goes like that. And then goes like this. Oh yeah, good job. Okay, we're gonna press this button, pressure cook, and it's set to 35 minutes. We need to change that to 45. All right, and that's all. Give me a high five. High five, yeah, Sailor's done. Okay, now let's move this to the side and we're gonna wait for it to cook, okay? We're all done. Cooking, yeah, Sailor's cooking. Okay, so I've got my rice spread out. I think it's almost done drying. feels pretty dry. Okay, I'm going to set that aside and start on the prep work for the rice. Okay, we've had some meltdowns, we've had injuries. This is where we're at right now. This is how I'm going to get this dish completed. Like literally, how do you do it? What's the secret? I'm kind of curious, if you're a mother of a 2-year-old, a toddler, and you've never had kids before, like, do you feel just unequipped sometimes? Like, she wants to see what I'm doing. Like, you don't know what things you're supposed to have them do, and like all the age-appropriate learning stuff, and I don't know. I'm like, what is it that I'm missing? Is I don't know how to keep her entertained and really what I'm supposed to be teaching her, except for like all this life stuff, you know. I'm sure she's gonna learn how to cook. Cook. Just learn as we go, I guess. Okay, got my ground cumin and chopped up carrots and my peas in there, ready to be added. It's taking me all morning to do these dishes, even just to put my hair up so I can put her on my back. That took like 10 minutes because she kept on getting into everything she wasn't supposed to. It's so hard. You want to smell that? She was sniffing, like she wants to smell whatever it is I have. There's some like just really messy and stressful moments that I don't even want to I don't even want to record because it'll stress people out. But it's not all like calm, peaceful, beautiful. It is a lot of the times, and that's what I strive for. But there are times when it takes everything I have to just keep composure, know it's not going to last, keep moving, and just figure out what's going to get us through the next moment. You want to smell this too? The cumin seeds? Yummy, huh? Okay, I gotta keep going. Oh, no. No, don't put your hand in there. Okay, let's keep it moving. Yes. I love you. You want to smell it? Smell the garlic? Does it smell good? Sharp? Yep, that is sharp. Yep, those are sharp too. Two, yep. Yep, over there. Okay, the beans are all cooked. I'm mashing them on saute mode, and I'm sauteing the rice on the stove while Nick is out with Sailor on her bike. The one thing about rainy days that I don't like is that we can't go to the park. I feel so bad keeping her cooped up, but the rain let up just enough to go on a bike ride. But this will help me get this food done. I'm so glad I got an early start on it. There's just no way I would have had it ready by dinner time if I started later in the day. Oh, by the way, we've had lunch already. It's now the afternoon, and I'm kind of just scrambling to get this taken care of before nap time because I have other plans for nap time. I was just thinking about this text that I found from Nick. For his Christmas gift, I made something for him that required me to look back at all of our old DMs and text. I wrote out a timeline of all the significant things that we did in our relationship since we met. And it's pretty extensive. I want to do something with it one day, like maybe make a book out of it so we could give that to our kids. That wasn't the gift, but it did require me to create a timeline. And I ran into this text that I completely forgot about. But I was working in an office job and he texted me while he was at his job, which was in this warehouse that had no heating or air conditioning. So it was just brutally hot and brutally cold in the summers and winters. And his job was very hard. He was working on machines. It was very manual. He was around all these chemicals, which I hated. And we didn't know what we were going to do because I guess I should explain. I was pregnant at the time. And I knew after maternity leave, I wasn't going to go back to work because we couldn't afford daycare and we wouldn't have done it anyways. It was really important that our daughter stayed with me. And I was nervous about it. I didn't know what was going to happen. Ouch. But anyways, he sent me a text and said, we just both need to be working from home. And that just seemed like such a dream back then. Just how could we possibly make that happen? How can he go from a warehouse job to a work from home job, and what kind of a job can I do from home where I can also take care of our child? But it was just so cool to find that text because here we are. He works from home and I'm a stay-at-home mom. So we get to spend all of our days together just hanging out. Of course, he works, but it's nice not having to rush out of the door in the morning and we all sit together for 3 meals a day at the table. Just never could have imagined where we would be right now. It was also our dream to move to Tennessee. I just can't believe we're here. I can't believe we're in this state. I can't believe I'm not working right now and I'm just staying at home with our daughter. I don't know how long that's going to be affordable for us though. I have to figure out a way to make some money from home. There's not really any other option, but for now we're making do with it. All right, the rice and beans are finally done. Only took all day. So good. It smells so good. It's nap time, and it is time to get some things done uninterrupted. So today I'm going to do a few tasks and then I'm gonna hang out. I think I deserved it. I've been working really hard this week and I just need some relaxed time because after today it's gonna be a cleaning frenzy getting our place ready for my in-laws to be here. So I'm either gonna nap or watch Nashville with my husband, depending on what he's doing. I'm not exactly sure. First, I'm going to vacuum seal this bed set that my great grandma made for me. Isn't it so pretty? Here. This is the comforter and the throw pillows, and she even made this bed skirt. I am going to keep out the 2 pillowcases that she made right behind the camera. I have this, I call it the lounge. It's a crib mattress with the 2 pillows on top. Since my daughter sleeps with us, she doesn't have her own bed, but we have this kind of, I call it the lounge because we hang out on there and we play, but she doesn't really sleep on it. Anyways, I'm going to keep that out. I had this all set up on her lounge, but it's kind of falling apart and ripping, and it's just not the best age for it. Her being a 2-year-old, she doesn't know the concept of being careful, so I need to have this repaired and then I'll pull it back out when she's older. I'm really sad to see it go because it has been in storage ever since I was little, and so I was so excited to finally get it out. But I am really excited that I can at least use the pillowcases. I'm glad something of it is being used, and it was nice to see it out being used at all for a little bit. But I'm going to vacuum seal it, put it away for now. I just can't believe that my great grandma made this for me. She had so many grandkids, great grandkids. I wonder if she made something like this for anyone else. It makes me want to have something for my kids and my great grandkids that will just be passed down through the generations. I'm sure when she made it, she had no idea that her great granddaughter would one day be using it. You just can't get anything like this at the store. So beautiful. For this next task, I'm going to do something that is long overdue. Before I had my daughter, I prided, is that a word? I prided myself in having a clean car. I cleaned it every month, but once I had a child, that went out the door. When my in-laws come to visit this weekend, they're going to use my car, so I went through all the car doors and the console and just cleared everything out. Filled this bag up. Now I'm going to go through it, probably throw a lot of stuff away and figure out where everything needs to go because it does not belong there. This is really random. When we moved and I went through all of our things and packed everything up, I came across so many crosses that need to be burned for Ash Wednesday. So I'm just holding on to these until the next Ash Wednesday comes around and I can have the church burn these. In Colorado, me and my husband's favorite place to go is called Beaver Creek. It's our favorite place in the world. It doesn't even matter what state we're talking about. But so many of our memories are from there, and just so many pivotal moments of our relationship. That's where he asked me to be his girlfriend. That's also where he proposed. That's where we got married. We would go there as often as we could. When I was looking back at the events through our relationship, I saw even just the first year, we were going almost every month. And he went up there within like the first month of us dating. That's where he met my mom for the first time. So anyways, whenever we would go to Beaver Creek, they give you a pass because it's kind of like a little bit of an exclusive resort. You have to pass through a gate and tell them why you're there and where you're staying, and they give you a pass. And then my mom, she actually owns a timeshare condo there, and so they give you a parking pass. Oh, we just collected so many over the years. I held on to them because I'm sentimental like that. So I got to put these in our memorabilia box. And these, I think this was maybe a birthday gift. Maybe it was a Christmas gift. But my husband is a musician, and when we started dating, he wrote 2 songs about me, and he professionally recorded them in a studio, and then he burned them onto a couple of CDs. Isn't that cute? Kept it in my car because that's the only place I have a CD player. I might put those back in there. That might be the only thing that goes back in. I have a ton of chopsticks because I used to take care of plants professionally. I would drive around and take care of office plants and go into people's homes and take care of their plants. And if you have no idea what chopsticks have to do with taking care of plants, that's how you check the soil to make sure it needs water. So you put the chopstick in the soil a few times. It's kind of like checking to see if a cake is done or if cupcakes are done. And if the plant needs water, it's going to come out clean and dry. If the plant already has enough water, there's going to be moist soil sticking to the stick, and then you know not to water. Unless if it's a high water plant, if there's just a little bit of soil sticking to it, you can give it a little bit of water. But that's only for high water plants. If it's a low water plant and any moist soil comes up on the stick, you don't want to give it any water. I might go into a little bit more about plants at some point, just because it's like the only expertise, knowledge base I have. So I have a ton of tips. This is one of my best tips that are chopsticks. I don't do that for work anymore, so that's how long these have been in the car. Let's see, my daughter's 2. I stopped doing that job when I found out I was pregnant. So almost 3 years these have been in my car. Old lip gloss that needs to be tossed, and skateboard utensils for changing out your wheels or loosening your wheels or axles. That can go somewhere else, since with a toddler, when am I gonna skateboard? Like, she's gonna watch me, and then she's gonna want to skateboard, and that's gonna be a disaster. We do have a little penny skateboard that we have her indoors that she can sit on, because I want her to be familiar. I want her to kind of like dip her toe in. So we have that. But if she sees me skating outside, she's gonna want to be all over it. She's gonna want to do that. No longer need this in my car. I stopped skating when I became pregnant. Oh, my plant care tags. This is like how to take care of a plant. House plant. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this. That's pretty much all you need to know for a high water plant. Okay, the rest of this is just, you know, when you go to Valvoline or you go to get your oil changed and they print out all these recommendations of what to do next with your car. I never do those things, but I never throw away the paper because it just seems like irresponsible to. And I always think, oh, whenever I have a couple extra $100, I'll look back at this paper and go through the prices and decide which one I'm going to tackle first. It never happens, but I might just find the most recent of those reports and just keep that one. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with that. I'm going to finish this and then move on to the next thing. Okay, that task is finally done. I can't believe how much I got done during nap time once again. She's still asleep, so I'm going to go join her and lay with her until she wakes up. I did just try to call a free pregnancy center to try to get a free ultrasound to confirm the positive pregnancy test that my husband and I got a few weeks ago. I want to try and plan the ultrasound for while my in-laws are here because I think that would be really exciting to hear the heartbeat for the first time with them. But unfortunately, the pregnancy center is closed and I just missed them by 2 minutes. I was not thinking how late it was already. So I'm going to call them tomorrow and hopefully get that scheduled for maybe Monday. So hopefully I'll be updating you on an exciting ultrasound. Okay, so that is it for the day. I'm going to relax with my family after nap time and just be present with them. All the cooking's done, so all I have to do is hang out for the rest of the day. All right, thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having a good one out there. I'll see you in the next video.